Hey everyone, Anisa here. I usually don't share what I do when I open my videos, but I'm going to today. So my name is Anisa, and I share as an intuitive energy healer, a facilitator of soul remembrance, and a teacher of deepening intuition. And I'm so grateful that you're all here. I just realized I have 200 subscribers now on YouTube, which is not a lot, but a lot to me, and I'm really grateful. Thank you all to have subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. It's so hard not to say what everyone says when you say something like this, but it's true. It's like so nice to have subscribers, and it really increases the visibility of my channel and everything. So thank you so much. And if you enjoy the content here, yeah, subscribe, comment, do all those things, because it's really appreciative. And I also really enjoy just receiving the words that people share on these videos. So I mentioned before that I was going to do a series of videos directed at men around my course Into SoulWisdom. And I've only had women so far participate in Into SoulWisdom. And I really feel that it's time for men to take this journey. And so this is going to be another video in the series of this, and I'm going to share a personal story and how that personal story connects with what I'm offering inside of Into SoulWisdom. So about 3 or 4 years ago, I connected with a soulmate, someone I feel is like a part of my soul family. And as it goes with these connections, we go through romantic intimacy and then just like friendship intimacy and different ways as we come into like how we're meant to be together in this life. And I'm sure a few of you have had those connections with people where I feel like we kind of assume deep connections are romantic, when a deep connection can really reveal itself in so many ways. So I met this person about 3 years ago, I believe, or was it 4? I think it's 3. And we had like a really instant connection. And this part of our relationship, we were romantic, and we were dating long distance. And so something that would happen is at this time, like we're both very along our spiritual journey, both of us, and in many similar ways and somewhat different ways. And something for me that had been very developed is my sense of empathy and my ability to feel deeply and to work with my intuition, because that's sort of how that was like a big part of my spiritual development. And at that time I was working a lot with systemic family constellations, which was about really using empathy and like feeling other aspects and energies and beings inside of your own body. And I knew it was so possible for each of us to feel another within ourselves. And even before I knew about constellations, I was gifted this understanding I call empathy. That was given to me, the term, as empathy thirds, and that's what I share in Into SoulWisdom. And so anyway, I was sort of really far along in that. And Into SoulWisdom was not even a concept in my mind, but I was really developed in self-empathy and then empathy with others. And so with this person, I wanted him to not only hear the words I was saying mentally, but to like tune in and sort of feel into the experience of my own body. And he had a lot of resistance to that, and his response is that I wanted him to be who I wanted him to be instead of accepting him as he is, which I feel there's an element of truth in that. And I feel like at this time, and I can only speak for myself, I feel like there's a bit of spiritual ego. Like I feel both of ours, but I really can only speak for me, like kind of speaking to each other at that time. And I understand where he was coming from, and yet from my perspective, I was like, I really want you to understand me and understand me more than just like this mental understanding. We can have such a deeper conversation. We can have a somatic, resonant, relational conversation that will just be so much more profound and potent. But it really, there was so much resistance for him to receive that. And I think there's so many ways which I was asking for it that was really coming from a sense of lack and scarcity, and it wasn't really a beautiful invitation of wholeness. And so I could see where we were both kind of snipping at each other. And eventually, it was like a while, like we fought about this for over a month or maybe longer, I don't remember. He eventually like decided he said fine, and so I supported a very short process for him to sort of feel into my experience. And he was like, whoa, because he immediately could feel something that wasn't how he could feel something different than how he was feeling. And then he was reflecting, and I was like, yep, that's exactly how I feel. And he's like, wow, this is so amazing, and da 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 da. And it really just developed our relationship, and it's something that we both enjoy doing, and it really increases the way we can relate to each other and how we can just be with each other. And I feel like this really relates to Into SoulWisdom, because that's what we are doing in this course, in this journey together, is that we are increasing our capacity to be empathetic, but the primary source we are empathetic with is with our own beings, our own bodies, our own physical bodies, our own emotional bodies, and our otherly dimensional aspects, whether that be our ancestors or inner children or spirits that are guiding us and near us. And to really develop our deep capacity to listen to these parts of ourselves in the format that I call empathy thirds. And I feel like this is just so perfect, because it was exactly this that I wanted this person to interact with. And it's such an interesting parallel in that I'm having this invitation for men to come into this journey. And it was really interesting the way the resistance came up. And I could say, like I said, I can really own that part of it was the way I was setting up the invitation. And I feel there's a sense of like wanting one person to change from a sense of like, I will not be seen fully unless you see me through this way. And that comes from a sense of scarcity or lack, or feeling like there's only certain ways to be understood. And then versus like an invitation, like, oh, I'm fully understood, actually, like my understanding is not held in your perception, but there's this invitation if you want to like understand me in more ways. And maybe that's a yes, or maybe that's a no, but really, what if we can see the ground for the invitation for there to be a willingness? Because I feel like there is a call of all of our souls to expand and to be heard and to be known more. And it's not just for our partners. Like, I know it can happen, and this might be a generalization, but in like male, female, intimate, relational, romantic dynamics, it can be that maybe one partner doesn't feel heard or understood or listened to. And how do we really increase that capacity to hear another? But it's really how do we increase our capacity to hear ourselves? And it's only through that, the deepening of compassion and care and connection with ourselves, that we can really be there for another. And while I feel this is non-gender specific in the way that we have been cultured, like in society, women have been given more capacity to feel our emotional bodies, just through the fact that, especially in the Western world, and I can only really speak for the Western world, that we're able to cry, and that it's like when a girl cries, that's seen as normal. And even though there's so many ways that the contemporary patriarchy and capitalism has shut down our sensing bodies, just that is like is enough to say that, oh, I'm allowed to be something more than physical. And then for men, either you've heard this directly, or it's like come through in the psychic realms of boys don't cry, and that immediately shuts down one's capacity to feel a sense of their senses, like of their emotions and of their intuition, of the things that are of their somatic body that are present. And I feel like there's, for so many of us, this is prevalent, but particularly for men, it is really prominent right now. And I feel that there is such an invitation that we can receive and share, not just from our mental body, but from the knowing and the consciousness of the field of our aura, of our somatic self, of the consciousness that lives within us. And you might not see my hands, but I'm moving my hands throughout my whole body, because there is knowing and information there that we can listen to, that is speaking through us. And there is wisdom, the things that have happened to us throughout our childhood that we might have constricted and around. It's like if we're able to listen to that, there's like an unfurling. And so what we really do, especially in the second month of Into SoulWisdom, is we listen. And that's what the month is called. It's called listening. And we create the space to be patient so that what is deeply present can reveal itself to us, as opposed to projecting our ideas of what is there. It's actually just being in that sense of pause. And it's perfectly timed, coming after the first month, which is silence. And we really go into a deep processes of meditation, and through that silence we can really hear true sounds, not just the sounds of our thoughts in our mind, but we have curated the container. That's not the right word. There's a word. There's a word that is eluding me, but we have nourished the space so that what has been sort of masked with lots of assumptions and ideas has a space to come out through that and to feel the life that is really living there. And it's the same thing in the dynamic with my friend that I was talking about. It's like when we have the space, and through a very short process, we can actually, something can be revealed to us, and we can be empathetic and understand the experience of another through our home body. That is possible. It's not to say that you'll know exactly what it's like to be X person or Y person, but you really can deeply feel the experience of another within our own body. And it really starts with feeling deeply the experience of ourself within our own body, and really being with ourselves and meeting ourselves. So this is a bit about the Into SoulWisdom and how I feel it's directed to everyone, but like how it can be really supportive to men in their journey of connecting again with their souls and with their intuition and with our emotional selves. And this course is for everyone, and I'm hoping to have co-current circles of different people. But so men, women, non-gender, anyone is able to participate in the course this fall in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm just sharing these videos specifically directed at men, so that men know that I really would love if there will be a circle of men doing Into SoulWisdom this fall. That would be amazing. And yeah, there will be links below to the other videos I've shared about this journey and testimonials. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I really feel right now, when there's so much upheaval and movement in the world, our capacity to listen to ourselves with confidence, courage, and humility is so vital, and is the foundation from which we're able to interact with all the stimuli that's happening, that we're able to respond with a deeper sense of love. And it's like being able to have that container of our own divine nature strongly within us, and an embodied experience of that strongly within us. So I'm so grateful to be offering this, and I'm so excited for whoever participates, if for your participation, if you feel the call. And I'll continue to be making more videos, and I look forward to just meeting more of you that feel the call of your souls and are ready to take the step to respond. And if it's not through this medium, just pick, I hope there is a medium where you can take that step into yourself. I love one of the taglines I came up with for Into SoulWisdom is the journey within is one of no distance, because it truly is a journey within, and the space that we're going is always and already here. And that's what we're meeting, the sense of ourself that has not come and will never leave, that is always present and abiding. And there is no distance to meet this one. And that is what is realized and embodied through this experience. So much love to you all. I hope this meets you in a beautiful moment, wherever and however the moment is. Blessings and love.